Good morning, all, and happy Monday. It's a lovely day outside. It is minus 4 degrees Celsius here in the mile high city of Denver, Colorado. Um, and we're broadcasting live to you from where obviously polar bears will be roaming with penguins in this week because it looks like Wednesday things get interesting. So apparently, Wednesday night, we're going to have a 50-degree, 60-degree drop from uh, the. Hang on, I'm getting us music. Music. Here we go. Cool. Bow, bow. Bow, bow. Good morning, Brent. Soon there will be ice floes here as the penguins and the polar bears walk with us across the great white north. Storms coming in on Wednesday. Wednesday at noon, it's supposed to be 50 degrees Fahrenheit. By midnight, it's supposed to drop to minus 10. So, yeah, cataclysmic fall off. So, and it's supposed to snow. However, at minus 10 degrees, at least the consolation here is that right, your lots of snow. Yeah, it's supposed to be 5 inches, which really isn't a lot. Um, so I'm not horribly worried, but it's a thing. So, all right. That's what she said. Totally what she said. All right. So, we now have, because of our discussion earlier, the thought process and concept that this needs to be 2 issues. I was going to do this last night. Now, 5 inches isn't a lot, but it's not the length that matters. It's how you use it that counts. So, all right. What we have decided is we're going to make this 2 issues. And we are going to set this up and come up with this entire thing so that we can get to work on this and at least get cracking on it before the end of the year. Because I don't like the idea that I'm entering a year where I actually intend to table and I'm only 1/3 of the way through Momentary Ghosts now. So that's making me even more uncomfortable. So I'm going to get into this fray here, and we're going to talk about this. We're going to get to work on this idea and work this story. We now know that the goal here on issue 3 is the Polaris is showing up. Polaris is not Polaris. Let's not get those confused. And the key here is we have to make sure that we talk about the fact that there's no network to get to moment. So the only thing we can do is hope for. I would be happy to just have the story fleshed out. The way I do scripts is very organic, and I'm not ready to say that because I really like using this setup, which allows me to just write over here something's happening, this thing's happening, that thing's happening, in sort of a rough outline, right? Um, and then I go back in ultimately and say, I need to put text here. I need to put text here, and stuff like that, and things. So I'm going to though talk from the top down on this. So I'm going over to my Matrix drive. And we're going to look at some of the setup stuff that I have. Things to make me think through story work. Because we have timelines. What we don't have is the end of these things. So let's see here. Hero's journey fits the big function, but not the little function. So we're not worrying about that for today. I've got all of these kind of things in I like this scene doctor. We're going to work on the scene doctor here in a minute. So there's some tools that I haven't used yet, which we're going to pull out now. Okay. Scene structure then for plotting. Right? There's no way. I mean, not with the holidays. If we were running clean with nothing else going on, but the holidays have both of my clients tied up right now. So this is a good time for me to do something like this, because right now Airship 27's on hiatus until the beginning of the year. Not really hiatus, but right now they're tied up. And the driving school is right now really concentrating on all of us working, all hands are on deck. So I'm not expected to do the animations for the driving school, because right now we're pushing kids through because we're about to go into winter break. So nobody cares about the animations. So this is the perfect time to work on Bellatrix Rising, because we don't have pressure coming from those two sides right now. All right. Just temporarily. I mean, until the beginning of the year. But yeah, we're good. Get a winter break from UAs? Oh, payroll day. Crap. It's a good thing. Crap. I'm on it. Dang you. It's payroll day. Hang on real quick. Speaking of payroll day, I need to log in and say, yes, I authorized that paycheck. That was my manager saying, remember, it's payroll day. swear to God. This is the most obnoxious. Um, so hang on real quick. Hang on. Got it. Thank you. All right. So we've been talking, and that was actually kind of what was going on last night. I was talking to Gerard. So uh Kan and I are looking at tabling together as a team. So sharing the table throughout the year. It'll minimize the costs and give us somebody who's at the table with us. So I don't know when I'm tabling totally yet. I know that I probably will no longer be tabling at Iacon because I think they drafted me. So we'll have to see. Um, anyway, no, I never table at NDK. When I start tabling at NDK, I've retired. So that's, and I'm not ready to retire yet from. That's my put out to pasture moment. We've already talked about it. The board knows that I retire out and they give me a table in the artist alley, and I live there for the rest of my life, and that's absolutely acceptable for me because I've been at NDK now since its very beginning, and I've dedicated 26 years of my life to that convention. So it is, they don't see any problem at all with me retiring out to the. Maybe, but tabling means that you cannot see the con. There is no way. I barely get time to. I mean, we managed to play one act of Tiny Spaceships, Jackie and I, before I had to get back to work at NDK. I don't have any time on site. I am super busy all the time. So until that calms down, you'd have to man my table. I wouldn't be opposed. When is Comic Palooza, Jeremy? Or Jerry? Oh, for crying out loud. Let me try this again. When is Comic Palooza, Jerry? For some reason, that was really hard to say. So I also, by the way, have like a bump or something right here. So it's driving me crazy. A bump on my lip, and it drives me absolutely crazy because there's something wrong, and it's not something wrong. It's just it being it. Okay. We're going to save as. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. So I don't want that necessarily at this point. So we should have done this first. Episode overview. All right. Just so we are all aware of where we are here. You are here in the Rising Action section. Right? So this is all going to be issue 2, and this is going to be issue 3. Okay. Where in Houston is it? Comic Palooza. Because I have family in Conroe, and so I could stay with family, and that's 40 miles out of downtown. So, I mean, it would be an hour drive every morning and an hour drive out every night, but at least I wouldn't have to have a hotel room. You know what I mean? I could just stay with family. Okay, right in downtown. So what is that? That's like 8th Ward, right? Okay. That's the theater district. That's a wonderful place. Oh, I mean, it's a thing. All right. That could happen. Ah, Booger got an A and an A. Check him out. Look at him doing good. All the final grades are coming in. He received a score of 4 on Winter Concert in band. Look at him. Look at him doing good. Let's see what we got. Huh. There we go. English. You got a C in English. 3rd Ward. Okay, that's not theater district. Good. Man, you don't want to be in theater district at night. Ooh, doggy. And symphonic band. Look at that. A 4 and a 4. Good job. In art, he got a C. That's okay. That's okay. And then I don't know what to do about social studies because he's not doing so hot in social studies. All right. Well, yeah, but I wouldn't be volunteering. I'd be a vendor. Because, as I said, if you're tabling, that's what you do. And he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to have my skills in art. Art is my thing. His thing is math. What bothers me is when I see him getting a C in math. Then I'm like, now wait a minute. Because even at my worst, I still got A's in art all through school. Even at the worst of the worstest possible world, when I was in the worst shape of ADD, I still got A's in art. Okay, so really, I think the section between 2 and 3 is here because this is the end point of that, which gives a good cliffhanger to move into the next issue. Oh. Yes, because I think that's the thing. Well, we all have a thing we do. We are all who we all are. Oh, speaking of, Brent, I made you a moderator of the Quasar Art Collective page. I figured you'd be okay with that. Because Gerard joined it for the group. I'm trying to downgrade the page because the page isn't correct. With the page, I'm in charge. It's my page. And I don't want that for Quasar Art Collective. So I made a Quasar Art Collective group, of which I'm an admin. And then I just made you a moderator because I wanted to talk to you before I made you an admin. Because I feel like moderator is one thing, admin's a whole nother bag. So I figured I would discuss that with you before I added you to that. I don't know how to delete a page though, so we'll have to figure that all out. All right. So, looking at issue 2 as a unit. The obstacle is our Commonwealth DD. Right? Yeah, we can chat offline. This is the obstacle here that we're rolling into for the midpoint plot twist. One of the goals that I want to put in Act 2. I am literally making it confrontation. Act 2 is literally confrontation. Like, literally. Yeah. I don't know how to remove it either. And we probably ought to figure it out because I'm in charge of about 12 pages. And I don't know how to get rid of any of them. And it's brutal. All right. Hang on real quick. Yeah, I don't see any easy way to do this. I have too many friends. I just need to send an invite to one friend. I need to give him control of this page. Why is there not a search function for this? I'm getting sidetracked by stuff. Why did you make this so complicated, Facebook? Why? Everything got more complicated and it didn't need to. All right. This was supposed to be easy. It's not anymore. I'm stopping. Okay, but be aware, Jerry, that I just logged out of myself on Facebook trying to figure this out. So be cognizant that things are a little hectic over here on my side because I'm trying to. So poor Nate from Geekway Homes, he got booted. So I have to re-add Nate, his new account. All right, good. That job is complete. Poor Nate. You're around all day. Okay. All right. I want to get this done, guys. We've got work to do. We've got a comic to write. Let's get cracking. Cracking. Okay, that's all right. The confrontation. The question is whether the confrontation is directly. What is the confrontation? What is our problem here? I know we've got a problem with this Commonwealth destroyer. So let's think this out. The confrontation between the Commonwealth destroyer is not the confrontation because that's not the plot point. We have the story of all of momentary ghosts from here to here is about momentary. The whole point of momentary ghosts is what happened at moment. This is the question we're asking, right? This was established here. And so I can't get, part of the problem I'm having is I'm getting lost in my whole sub story about Alex. Alex is a pin on to this story. I can't focus in on it because when I do, we end up out in the trees somewhere. All right. And we're going to say a new gateway appeared. It's the answer, right? So what happened a moment? A new gateway appeared. So the question is, the Commonwealth DD is a response to the action that's occurring. It's a response. It's not the thing. They're responding. The conflict between these two, the confrontation, should start out as a classic, you know, butting heads. But I think the plot twist to this needs to be something to the effect of the destroyer is not actually here to do whatever you think is happening. So I kind of like, and I have been thinking about this originally when I had this set up, the destroyer shows up and says, "We're here to plant a flag, right? And we're going to take over. And all these things are going to happen." And that's the nature of the beast. Um, and I think the plot twist could be that instead of having our bad guy be a bad guy, our bad guy could be ambiguous. You know, he shows up, he's like, "I'm here to help. We're not here to take over anything." And then halfway through, he's like, "Oh, never mind. Just got new orders. We're supposed to take over everything. Sorry." You know, that could be a thing. Putting myself in the shoes of the Commonwealth destroyer. You could almost say, if I were the captain of the Commonwealth destroyer and I saw something happen and I showed up at scene saying, "Hey, you know what? I'm just here to help." And then if I knew that a bigger fleet was on its way, I think I'd have a tactical discussion with the captain, with Chang. You know what I mean? I'd be like, "Look, here's the deal. I, I now have just received orders that I'm supposed to hold moment, and there's a fleet of um, a fleet of Commonwealth ships now inbound that will be here in 12 hours, and they're going to occupy the planet. And I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do about it, but there's no way that your 3 destroyers that are parked at the local garrison are going to be able to help. If they just get in here, it'll be a shooting match. You guys really just need to bug out. So we've got 12 hours to wrap up what we're doing here and get out, and then get you out of here before my fleet shows up and we take over a moment. So let's go on ahead and pull out your government. Let's pull out all of the pieces. There's nothing we can do to stop this. It's going to happen whether you like it or not." And that's what I'm thinking is, what if we sent in more ships? What if the Commonwealth sent in a fleet of like uh three whatever, like 3 heavy cruisers or even a light cruiser. I like the idea things are it's an occupying force. So the occupying force comes in, it's 3 light cruisers, 2 transports. They're gonna take over the planet and hold it because this is an opportunity. But I like the idea that our destroyer captain here, he's just doing his job, man. You know, sorry to have to tell you this, because it's the twist, right? If we spend this part of the story right here with, effectively, "Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit," here comes this huge destroyer. It's inbound. It's going to kill us and everything. The twist here could be, "Hi, I'm here to help. I'm not I'm just here to render aid." And then we try to aid people through here, and then it's, "I hate to tell you this, but I just got new orders. We're taking over a moment. There's nothing you can do." Yeah, I'm liking this because I have had I've had a standing kind of rule that I don't want bad guys to just be mustache twirling bad guys. I like the idea that bad guys are almost always people stuck in really lousy situations. And so our Commonwealth captain here, he's like, look, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. We're just in a situation that sucks. Right? So build to a fight with the DD. Just here to help. No, really. Right? Because I don't think he cares. The captain of this destroyer doesn't care. But that's our midpoint plot twist. Ooh, don't mess that one up. That'll get me banned off YouTube. Then this obstacle is logistics. Then we have, sorry, we have to take over. I think logistics and something is weird.
Arlene, he's right here. So, hey guy, can I interrupt you for just a sec? This is the orthodontist I've been working with to see if Kai needs, the kiddo needs orthodontics. We're trying to schedule an appointment. Would 2:40 on January 10th work for you? We'd have to pull him out of school early. They're pretty busy.
Did you just say 2:30?
2:40.
Oh.
I know.
If it was 2:30,
you would have enjoyed the pun.
2:30. Oh, okay. Hang on a break. I need to check this for 11th? 10th. Looks open at this point.
Okay.
So if we were to put it here.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and schedule that. Okay. Thank you very much. Bye. Okay. Thank you, my dear.
Cancel, because we're of course not in the right place. We're in this calendar, and we need to be in the other calendar. Oh no! Why is everything so complicated? Hang on, guys. I gotta put this in. If I don't put this in, bad things happen. Do that, and then we will call this on this calendar, and we'll set that as purple. All right, because I really want to work today, so we can guarantee that I'm going to have a lot of wonderful distractions today. because I really want to work today. All right. As a person, as a human, as Guy Davis, I firmly believe that people don't typically do bad things by default. I firmly believe that people do bad things because they're put in really crappy situations. Because the mechanics of the universe, I know, right? The mechanics of the universe just turn against them. People aren't poor because they're lazy. People are poor because they hit a whole bunch of obstacles that screwed up their ability to make money. People aren't, and people don't steal, generally speaking, because they are evil. They steal because they don't have money. Yep. Even people who are evil people or whatever, who do bad things even though they have money, aren't doing it because of that. They're doing it because their parents, beat them up when they were a child, or their parents put something in their brain that made them believe that everybody was crappy, or you know what I mean? Like, there's always a reason behind why people do bad things. And so I really firmly believe that it doesn't even matter. We're going to have characters that do horrible stuff in Bellatrix Rising, but there will always be a instigation point for it, some reason why they did it, some point that started it. So that's a firm belief of mine. So there will never be mustache twirly bad guys. And in fact, even if you look at this top down position right here, like, why did the Commonwealth want to take over Moment? It's because they need control of this planet for two reasons. One, tactically, it's very, very good. It's a great place. It's on this side of the wall. If you block transit or control transit here, then you control the ability for the Unity to communicate with the other side of the wall. It's effectively holding the wall at that point. So tactically, it's a good move. But more importantly, when you have this situation, our heroes are seeing that something is happening in Moment, and the Commonwealth will see it too. And in fact, the Unity sees it. Everybody sees something just happened at Moment that's significant and important, galactically speaking. So they even have a reason. It's not just that they're mustache twirling evil people trying to take over Moment. Moment tactically is a good place, right? I mean, the biggest point here that we're talking about is on the map, tactically speaking, here is Bellatrix and all of the stars of the Unity right here. We have Harleton Hold on this side of the gap, but Moment is right here. So tactically speaking, holding Moment allows us to hold the gap, having this being a battlefield right there all of a sudden, right? But coming in even from Halton Hold to Westlow's Citadel is a long haul, whereas this is a short jump. And this is a long haul through H1 clouds, hydrogen clouds, big hydrogen clouds, which make it difficult to travel in space. You have to slow down significantly in space. So having this hold come up is important. The thing that's really big, though, and this is kind of what's going on, is looking at the larger picture. Going one level up, hydrogen go boom, right? Going one level up, from this is a level up, the impact zone of the impact zone of the end of the war, which happened at our system, puts these cracks in space that kind of do this, right? They're all over the place. And some of them go into places that are useful, and a lot of them don't, right? It's spiderwebby. In fact, I haven't actually ever placed these out, except in another map that was older. And what's happened is that there's a crack that goes to the Unity and gets close to Bellatrix, but not anywhere near it. But a new crack has just appeared that goes straight to Moment. Not near, but straight to. And that's a big deal. And seeing as how these cracks are across the Commonwealth as well, that allows the Commonwealth to have a straight line transit using a home ship. The home ships have fold powers, the ability to fold space, but only along these cracks. So, when we're looking at all of that, that's part of our issue. Okay, Jerry, I just got your message. Thank you, sir. But I got it on my phone. So, anyway. Okay, I've talked through sort of that. Now I feel a little bit better about why this is happening. But now everybody knows that there's a fight potential here. The big thing is I don't want to show my cards here. We just want to know that something's going on at Moment. And we sort of figure out kind of what's going on here. Because the crisis here in Act 3 is the Commonwealth fleet shows up. Right? And this is the big confrontation with the Commonwealth, which then wraps up with the arrival of the Polaris. Right there. When the Commonwealth shows up with, it doesn't even need to be big. It could be a task force, right? A heavy cruiser, 2 light cruisers, 5 destroyers. You know what I mean? Like, it's a task force. That's far more than our beloved little Corvette can handle. There's far more than that Corvette can possibly handle. And I like this a whole lot better because one of the other problems I was having with this was coming out this side of the story. I was having a problem with what do we do about the fact that something bad happened at moment and it's, well, I guess we're leaving now to the next adventure. Bye. It just seemed weird. It seemed somebody's got to stay there. And if the Polaris gets stationed there, the Polaris has a battleship on board. And the Polaris is holding a battleship in one of its bays. Something like 25 heavy cruisers, a little over 200 light cruisers and frigates, 1,000 destroyers, a bunch of little corvettes that have different jobs and different missions. So as soon as the Polaris shows up, the system's under control. It's like at that point in time, you're like, yeah, you don't want to mess with a battleship. I mean, that's a battleship. So once the Polaris gets in there, we have the entire battle group is there with a city to support it. In fact, I kind of like the idea of the Polaris showing up and then like just the big door on the garage opening up to this massive monster, and you just see the battleship roll out. And sort of like, this is the UMC Mars. This system is now under control. Stand down or we will open fire, sort of thing. Training something in the order of like 1,000 maser ports at them. I think that could be a lot of fun. I like the idea that battleships are named after planets. We'll have to come up with an idea of and dreadnoughts are named after stars. Because I like the idea somewhere out there is an epically large monster spacecraft called the UMC Bellatrix. You know what I mean? I feel like that would be cool. But she's a dreadnought. Something huge. And maybe we'll bring the Bellatrix in later. You know what I mean? We could even make it a triple entendre, hitting 3 different levels where the Bellatrix like crashes on a planet or something so that you have to raise the Bellatrix. And it'll literally be Bellatrix Rising. That'd be kind of fun. I don't know. That seems like too much of a pun. Which might even be appropriate for me as well. And Andrew, don't let them cut on you. Yeesh, cutting on people. Ugh. Man, this whole getting older thing. Things start breaking. They start cutting things off. All right. So now we know pretty much where we're going through this part here and through this part. I feel like we got a good sort of setup here. The Polaris has the UMC Mars on board, and I think that's pretty reasonable. Because the Polaris isn't the main home ship. It's not the home ship that actually like hangs out near Bellatrix. Because the home ship that hangs out in Bellatrix would have Renum, the UMC Renum, which is the home planet of Bellatrix in the Bellatrix system. But it also probably would have the UMC Bellatrix. But I feel like the UMC Bellatrix might be big enough as a monster by itself that these dreadnoughts would probably have a fold generator inside them. So they might be able to be independent and just 2 kilometers long. The ship is 2 clicks long. And that's just totally reasonable. It's effectively a fold generator with a warship built around it. And that's what a dreadnought would be in this world. Monster ship. That'd be kind of cool. Anyway, okay. So if this is the thing, Dreadnought Mariah, there would definitely be a UMC Maya, though, because that's a star of the Pleiades. But it may not be the UMC Maya. That one might be like because I think that one would be whatever we call the Pleiades PTU, Pleiades Trade Union. So that'd be either the PT. It'd probably be the PTU Maya because it'd be on the Pleiades side. So that'd be a Pleiadian ship. Home ship Mariah. I've been giving the home ships Greek names. So it could happen, I guess. I've actually been making sort of concepts and designs that the home world of the Pleiadian Trade Union is on Maya. So that's my nod to my wife on that one. To the person who has done most of the editing on this stuff. All right. So, okay, here we are now talking about this middle section here. Right? An entire fighter group. Not an unreasonable thought. Uh-oh. Looks like we have a stream issue somewhere along the line. All right. Okay. I'm going to do another on some other pages and some assistance here. I had something that talked about a little bit. Somebody had done this entire workbook on how to plot out characters and design your world and flesh out stuff. And I love using bits and pieces of it because some of this is so very useful. Because now we can use this to do our two different issues. Yes. So we'll do issue 2. One of the other things we have as tools, and if you're following me on this one, there's a lot of stuff that's going on here for various world building pieces and stuff like that I'm trying to kind of get to a point where I have all of my ducks in order, so to speak. I think that's it. There we go. Now, there was an artist out there who did a lot of cool stuff about world building and breaking down scenes and things like that. I'm one of those people that if I'm not careful, I will make my scenes run all over the place and everything. So I like putting things in boxes a little bit to give me just a start, right? And what he says here is that he generally has about 7 scenes per issue. So that's going to be our rule of thumb, rough. We don't want 20 scenes. We want 5 to 7 scenes. Right? He puts down here, duck, duck, squirrel. I know you guys think I'm running off of my script, but I'm really not. I don't know. It works a little bit to give me some structure. This is how it works with me. If you just say, just write it, I will write 700 pages on the squirrel in the front of the ship and then go, oh, now I need to edit that back. I don't want to edit that back. I'll just write a whole bunch of side stories. So, This is what he talks about. He's got some things that are important, is like, this is a 3-panel scene. It's not even this is one of the problems, is if we work with me on trying to figure this stuff out. So we want 5 scenes with room to go to 7. That's what we're going to look at here. So we're going to do, scene 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If we look at where we are on the overview, we've got to build to a fight with the destroyer, right? Which midpoint twist is that builds to a climax with, we're okay, it's fine. So, looking at that, scene 1 is going to be scene 1's going to be, how do we do this so this works? Well, actually, we already have scene 1. That's, skateboarding. Because I like starting that way, right? We start out on sort of just, and the characters are Alex, right? Alex. Location, Arvada. Right? Day. And this isn't really skateboarding, this is dream sequence. Because this is also location Arvada / med. Right? Because it's also in the med lab. Which puts scene 2 as getting to orbit / leaving princes behind. Right? Okay. So the center point of the story then is the confrontation with the destroyer. Which, by the way, don't worry about this. I will actually reuse the scribbles that I used to draw the scenes. I'll reuse them, so they're not going to go to waste. So POV of this should be Chang. And this is where we deviate in the two different stories. And what are we talking about now? This logistics sequence here. Something is wrong. So this is logistics. Right? Something isn't right with moment. I mean, not like we didn't know that something wasn't right with moment. But this is the Mr. Spock saying, you know, tech, the tech is teching. And something is going on, and, you know, we all should be aware that, you know, whatever. The thing is occurring. The tech is teching. We'll come up with all of that in a minute, but it's Gravitics is seeing something going on in the system. Then scene 5, and we can go up to scene 7. So, but scene 5 needs to be pretty much, yeah. Scene 5 is all, but it's Captain whatever, and it's sorry. We have to do bad things. Right? Except that he's not. I mean, Better Spec needs to. We need to do some stuff with scene 4. Right? We're going to need to be able to go into scene 4 with we're screwed because something bad has happened here. And I mean, I'm almost tempted to say that the line I'm looking for in this is Mother Nature has upped the ante. Because what I really want to do is look at this from the myopic view of the people who are standing in the middle of this. If they see a wormhole open, then you don't want to show the cards to say this has become a stable wormhole, which can be used between, you know, that, because that's the end result, is the thought process here is that you can use that stable wormhole to get from Bellatrix to here. But since our heroes are in the middle of a confrontation with the Commonwealth, they're not thinking that way. They'd be thinking, oh no, with this stable wormhole, we'll be able to, or the bad guys will be able to get here. And this has become much more valuable. Because that could be the lead in here, which works really well and ties those two scenes together. You know, the Commonwealth is going to want this planet if this becomes tactically more valuable. And I think even in this instance, there needs to be like a sub-unit scene here where we talk about we could probably handle the DD, right? Maybe we could at least make a stand against one destroyer, probably. Because the whole thing here is, sorry, there's more than one destroyer. Kind of pulling the story out and threading it a little further. And this is good because we have connection threads between these three, right? All right, thinking that one through. I'm liking where we are with this. This is working. The setup's working pretty well. Okay, so now I'm thinking through some of this stuff. Okay, so this is completely disconnected. Okay, what I'm going to do then, knowing that I've got kind of this thought process going on up here, I don't know if I like this plot timeline tracker. You know what I mean? I'm not sure I like it. It's not big enough. I can't put extra things in each scene. Maybe there's a better one. Because I got a lot of stuff to think about here, people. Big history events, myths and legends, hero's journey, romance plotting guide. Not in this one. Oh, I like this one better. This one's a better one. Then we can break each one down. That's a better one. Let's use that one. See, this one's a much better one. I like this one better. Yeah, that's fair. I hope you were able to not make it a ship full of ants. Yeah, you're probably right. But if you were to make them at that size, even then, I think the dreadnought the dreadnought and the Polaris would be big enough to still fill the room. They'd be about 5 or 6 feet wide. You know what I mean? And the little cities in space. All right. Right? The Polaris, you've seen what the Polaris looks like, right? Because we have a picture of her. Right? That's what she looks like. So, and we're all talking about that. That's a monster. So, I like this picture. A space jellyfish. I don't know. Looks more like a space flower to me. You know? Just a thought. So, it's getting a little chilly up here. I think it's just the looking at the weather reports and constantly looking at those weather reports, and it's just constantly sitting there saying it's very, very cold. Go check something. It's inbound because it's not here yet. Okay. Internal conflict. We want to talk a little bit about the internal conflict. What's going on here? I don't think we're ready to get that deep into this layout yet. But Chang wants to leave the princess on moment to hold in case something goes bad. This is, by the way, the first time I've done this. And Brent had said earlier that we should have done this before, and he's absolutely right. We rushed into putting issue 1 out. Luckily, it's salvageable totally to put the rest of the story in. But I really should have done this as well. Plotting these things out makes for a better work environment for me because I can think it through easier. So some things we want to make sure we have in here. Yeah. Hi. How are you? Mm-hmm. 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 We haven't had our George visit yet today. So here's our George visit, quantified George visit. We'll take our George break. It's an important part of the show is the George break. See? Jerry says hi. Hi, I'm George, the biggest of cats. I'm the goodest of cats, he says. I am the goodest of cats. Oh, that's right. We got to lick the nose, huh? Nose licking? Indeed. This is the weirdest view that you can ever imagine. Thanks for the kisses. Okay. Now you're licking my stylus. Do not lick the stylus, you goofball. He's doing the making bread thing where he's marching in place right here. He's trying to knead bread. The biggest problem is that he doesn't like, or every time you scritch his butt has to involuntarily come off the ground. So he likes to sit here and but every time you scritch down any further past like the middle of his back, he stands up, and it's very funny because he's a goofy cat. He's a good cat. He's a goofy good cat. I feel like these things aren't helping me as much as I want them to. Like, I need to make my own version of this. Which I kind of have. I mean, I've made my own version of this, and I don't know why I'm not using it. Maybe I shouldn't be using this. I'd rather should be using this. You're a long cat. Long cat. Be you. The problem is I feel like there's a step between here and there that I haven't done yet, haven't dealt with. All right. I gotta work someday, dude. George is doing the I really want scritches. All right, we're going to make a new thing. The thing is not giving me the things I want. So I'm going to make a new one. George of the Scritches, friend to you and me. Meow. Watch out for that tree. Yeah. This gives us the ability to have 7 of these. You totally do that. So ready for the weekend. Yeah, I'm not. I've got today and I've got tomorrow, and that's all the freedom I've got before I've got to start getting into hardcore work. And huh? Do you know that Global Comics has heavy metal? I'll follow heavy metal. I loved heavy metal. Like, huh? Who knew? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I am still trying to figure out what I'm doing for the beloved one. We've got the kiddo figured out, but I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do with Maya and figure that whole thing out. It's not that hard. I just need to make a couple of decisions. So it's not like it's, oh no, horrible things are afoot. Right? You like you posted the other day. You have gotten another subscription to me for one more year. That sounds more like Alex to me. You have earned one more year of of me. All right. Right? Your friendship's subscription has been renewed. Your husband's subscription has been renewed for one more year. Oh. What caused this? Pin died. That's all right. We're 2 minutes to the end of the show. Guess that just goes for what I was thinking would occur. The pen didn't die. I have intermittent problems from time to time where all of a sudden it just loses the tablet. It had a tablet. The tablet was here. It's gone now. I don't know what happened. So that's okay. I will continue to do the things, and we will be back tonight with all things working. Until then, it was good to have you guys here with me. I appreciate your visitations, and I appreciate you guys being here and hanging out with me. I will see you all tonight with Geek Tank, which will be at 9 o'clock our time, Mountain Time, followed by, of course, 2 hours of streaming at 10. So until then, I will have you. I hope you all have a wonderful Monday. Yeah, it's plugged in, so it's not like it's running out of charge. It's just the USB from time to time just loses it, and it's like I don't know. So we'll figure it out. Anyway, until tonight, I will see you later, and remember to keep your eyes on the stars. Good night.